Hi everyone, my name is Andrea Renee for Yahoo eSports. I am joined by Michael Martin in studio to talk about Street Fighter V and what's happening with all of the roster changes. So I'm sure you saw the celebrity matchup between Lupe Fiasco and Daigo. Daigo sponsored by Mad Catz, but Mad Catz roster seems a little slim right now. What's going on with them?
So Mago and Tokido did an interview recently where they revealed that they were no longer playing under contract with Mad Catz. That meant we weren't sure what was actually going on with Daigo's status. Mad Catz confirmed that he was still sponsored, so he'll still be playing for Mad Catz. Tokido, who is currently second on the leaderboards on the Capcom Pro Tour, and Mago, both of those players are notable Japanese players, strong players, and they are currently not signed with anyone.
So we know that Mad Catz is clearly going through some financial troubles right now. They had a massive layoff earlier this year, and a lot of iconic people like Markman, who has been part of the FGC forever, is no longer with Mad Catz. He's doing his own thing. What do you think it's going to take for high-level players like Tokido to kind of attract new sponsorship?
I actually feel like they are going to wait out their options. I think traditionally players like that are going to obviously look for the best deal for them, but I don't think they're any kind of rush to just sign with anyone, and I just feel like it'll be a while before we see that happen.
So let's talk about Team Secret. They finally added a Street Fighter player.
Yeah, they added Punko, which I think was a little bit of a surprise. Traditionally, he's been sponsored by R Kappa, which is a Street Fighter subreddit. Yeah, he signed with Team Secret. I believe they're based out of Europe. And they started out with like a Dota 2 team and have kind of moved on. I believe they went to Smash and then obviously Punko in the FGC.
Who do you think it's better for, Punko or Team Secret?
I definitely think it's better for Punko because he has a solid sponsor that in theory should be able to send him to events and he won't have to worry about, well, you know, will R Kappa get enough funding to send me to an event?
Have you seen any other trends with other teams, maybe recruiting or looking at, fighters in the Street Fighter scene?
So I think what's happened before the game released, you didn't see a lot of movement as far as sponsorship because we don't know how players are going to do in the game in Street Fighter V. Now that we're a couple months into the Pro Tour, we've seen a couple premier events and some ranking events. Tampa Bison was signed by New Order eSports, and this is a player who is sort of in Street Fighter 4. He was kind of on the cusp. He maybe was hitting a glass ceiling, and I guess with what they see in him, and we'll probably see this a little bit more as we get closer to Evo. Players like him who maybe are doing better in Street Fighter V have better chances of finding sponsorships.
You've had eyes on this scene for quite a long time. Are these kinds of roster changes normally happening around this time of year?
Traditionally, yeah, it's right before Evo hits that you see this kind of, roster changes or sponsorship changes.
If you could pick, like, a surprise roster move, who would it be?
So last year, Red Bull kind of made a splash by picking up Daryl, Snake Eyes Lewis, and Bonchan in Japan. And I think that was a surprise because I don't know that anyone expected Red Bull to jump in. So I'd actually like to see a company like that, a big corporation who maybe hasn't quite been as involved in esports, but is willing to invest in esports and its players. I'm not really giving you a specific answer, I know, but a company like that. Coca-Cola maybe? Who knows?
Well, I mean, Shaq and A-Rod are in the game now, so it really could go any direction. Well, Michael, thank you for chatting with me today, and we'll bring you guys more Street Fighter news right here on Yahoo eSports.